I'm Brandon Brill, owner and operator of Quick Water Heater. In this video, I'm gonna show you what to do if you go to your water heater and you find that it's off. First thing you have to do is check for leaks. If it's leaking up top, generally it's a repair, unless it's leaking out of the vent collar. If it's leaking out of the bottom and you don't know where it's coming from, you can stop the video here. You need a new water heater. The next step is going to the gas valve. So what you're gonna do is open up your gas valve right here. You're gonna hear gas coming out. If you hear that, that's all good, that's what you want. And then you're going to put the water heater valve in pilot. You're gonna push it in, and then at the same time, you're gonna click. Every 5 seconds, click it twice. When you hear a click, that means that it's sensing that the pilot jet is on. And then eventually you can let go. Say 10 to 15 seconds after the status light comes on. Then you turn it to the desired setting. Turn it to hot, that's 120. Now listen for it to start. If it relights, good to go. If you come back in an hour or two and it's off again, we have another problem. So let's proceed to the next step. If the water heater overheats, it's going to flip the switch and turn itself off so it doesn't explode, which is great. You want to make sure that this little knob on the top is pushed in. The next thing you want to check is your venting. You want to make sure that there's a clear flow, right? So when you turn it on, you're going to want to make sure that your hand, when you put it here, is cold. If it's not, you probably have an issue with your venting. So the first step is, if it's not lighting, you want to check your switch, make sure that's good. If you have an inclination that this is an issue, you want to check this as well. Generally speaking, it's going to be the controller. And in that case, we're going to have to change it. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. First step is we need to drain the water heater down. Take your garden hose, put it outside, down your driveway. So there's a little valve here. Just gonna open that. So here's the trick with draining your water heater, is that you want to leave it under pressure and open the valve. Don't turn off the water heater at the top and then open the valve, because you want the pressure to shoot out any debris that's stuck in there. The next step is we need to let air into the water heater. Essentially, you need to let air into it. So we're gonna open up the cold supply line, or you can open up a faucet. But I like to do everything at the water heater. And then you're gonna hear this noise. That gurgling and bubbling. So that means the water heater's draining. When it gets all the way done, you're gonna hear another noise, kind of like a slurping. That's the last of the water, and the air's starting to come down the hose. So that's what you're gonna be replacing. I ordered a new chamber sensor. My suggestion is get all the parts you can at one time and just do the whole thing. All right, so it takes about 20 minutes to drain down a water heater. Now we're gonna start taking apart the components and replacing it. It needs like a T20 bit to get out these screws. And there's 2 screws on the sides, and then there's one hex bolt up here. Take off the main burner controller, making sure that our gas valve is off. Put the main jet out. Pull the sensors off. This is the igniter here. And this is the chamber sensor. This part, that's the cover. Forgot about the pilot jet. Take that off. So, I mean, this is pretty darn easy once you get into it. All right, this right here is called a sediment trap. So we have to take that apart in order to get into everything else. Grab it and twist. Pull it out, and this is our back controller. All right, next step is putting all this back together. Get in there and make sure that everything seals up nicely. We're going to sediment trap using some galvanized nipples. And sediment trap back together. Put this down. Now what I'm gonna do is open this, and I'm gonna bleed the air. Okay. This is the new wiring harness for the thermal sensor. Pull this little cap out, and we're gonna go back in with the main jet. gotta make sure you don't kink the pilot jet or this is all for nothing. This is the igniter switch. It goes back on there. And the last one is thermal sensor. Now, gas is on. Get it to relight. Keep in mind you've drained all the gas out of the controller and the tubing, so it's got to sit there and refill. All right, you hear a little click click, and then you get the status light to come on, hit it to hot, and everything's good to go. So if you get 7 flashes on a Ream water heater, it turns off. That is usually what it is. You need a new controller and try to get the thermal sensor at the same time. If you're confused and you don't know what I'm talking about, try to get the thermal pile as well. Those 3 are pretty much everything that goes on with the water heater. There's really nothing else left. That's pretty much the summary of what to do if your water heater is not on. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you need any more tips or tricks on water heaters, I think it was loaded with value. Quick water heater on YouTube. And